Think we're live. But let's find out. Gotta wait for the chat to come in and the viewers and everything else. I also can't hear myself. Gotta wait for the chat to come in. Okay, I can hear myself. There it is. There it is. Mr. Meme Jr., Parkerator, Sub-Zero, Miguel Gonzalez. What's up, guys? Cool Jeremy animations. Frame Raider. Nice. We got the happy birthdays. What's up, guys? Glad you could stop by for tonight's stream. And yes, before you guys make a comment on the quality, we are back to the low lighting because believe it or not, people actually prefer the low lighting from these streams. The past couple times I had decent lighting and people didn't really like it. They like the low lighting. I think it just feels more like chill to them. So I'm going to rock that. You know what? I said, why do more than I have to? So let's just go with the low lighting and that's fine with me. So chat's popping off, which is great. Everyone's saying the happy birthdays. You know what? The cool thing about this is I can say for certain that this is the most amount of people that have ever shown up to a birthday celebration for me, which currently I think it was at 63 people. And this is also the most people who've ever said happy birthday to me on my birthday before. So we broke 2 records already, which is great. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's my birthday today, which is actually why I decided to stream tonight. A lot of times I do my streams on... Oh, I better kind of dim the screen here. I don't have a completely full charge computer tonight, but it's pretty close to fully charged, so I think we'll be okay. But yeah, usually I stream on Fridays, but I decided, well, my birthday is today, and I thought I'd just save it for today so we could do like a birthday celebration kind of thing. So here we are. It literally will be no different than a regular stream, but I just wanted to do it on my birthday because I thought it'd be fun to kind of like hang out with you guys because, can't really do a whole lot in this day and age on my birthday. Can't really go out to eat anywhere. Can't really hang out with people. I don't think, there's not a whole lot of like things to do anyway. So just kind of play it safe and hang out with you guys virtually in the chat. So, yeah, so I'm glad you could all stop by and thank you for the birthday wishes. Man, that's sick. Even though I don't know like half of you guys, or probably more than half of you guys, like personally, it's still cool. It's still cool seeing people say it. We'll probably get into some like wacky birthday stories maybe at some point in this stream. We can do a wacky birthday stream segment. I thought I had a really good story for you guys about oh yeah, it was about my birthday last year. Last year's birthday was the worst. Christy Brewster just said, I went to bed, but it can wait. That's cool. Adrian likes my beard. Yeah, man, I don't even know what's been going on with the beard anymore. Like, I feel like everyone comments about that now. It's mostly just me being lazy. I don't really prefer like a full beard like this, but like I just don't go anywhere. So like why bother shaving? Like who cares? But yeah, so like I said, we'll still talk about lost media and all kinds of stuff. Everything usual, everything we usually do. So that's good. I hope you guys are in for a cool stream. We'll probably go for at least a couple hours. I don't really have anything else to do. So cool. Right. Very quickly though. Okay, a couple things. One, I'm doing one of my world famous balancing acts. So, I hope I can like do my world famous balancing acts. So, I hope like the screen isn't too wobbly. I'll try not to touch the computer very much. But my desk has a bunch of stuff on it, so I kind of had to make like a makeshift like table, and I kind of want the light, just enough light so you can see me. So I'm gonna try and not like mess with things too often. But once again, I feel like you guys probably watch this more for my voice and not even really to watch me. So, well, I guess some of you guys could see my beard. So anyway, that was the first thing. The second thing was, well, first I just saw that Julian Howells asked if I like the Big O anime. I have seen a little bit of the Big O. I think I like the characters and the robot designs more than the actual show. I haven't seen a lot of the show, but it's one of those classic classic Adult Swim anime shows. So it's on my like respect list. I've just never really watched a lot of it. But the other thing I was gonna say was, what was I gonna say now? Um, Oh, someone said something about Charlie Brown in Peanuts. I wanted to actually, before I forget about this, because I remember a long time ago someone had asked me to do a video on the Madhouse Peanuts shorts. So Madhouse is like a Japanese anime company. They did like Death Note and stuff, and they, I guess, like picked up the Peanuts license, and they were gonna do like shorts, based on the Peanuts characters like Charlie Brown. But here's the thing. I actually looked into that. I looked it up. And yes, they did do Peanuts shorts actually, but it's not like what people were thinking. Because I was thinking it was going to be like an anime series. They're going to like adapt it into anime, which I think is what everyone was thinking. It actually had nothing to do with that at all. They more or less just took the existing Charlie Brown like animation visuals and stuff and kind of just like animated them to look similar to how they already do. So I think the shorts themselves might actually be lost. I don't think I really found much when I looked for it, but it's not like there's this whole lost anime series or a canceled anime series like the Hannah Montana one. Nothing like that. It's just they pretty much took the existing designs and was going to animate them. So that topic is kind of not really important anymore. So I just thought I'd throw that out there because I know some people were asking about it a while ago. Golden DHB version 2. So did you do any birthday stuff at Animal Crossing? Yes, I did. I did a lot of birthday stuff at Animal Crossing. Um, Animal Crossing is actually like getting kind of fun now because we had a whole like season shift. So now it's winter and there's a lot of winter stuff to do, which is really cool. So yeah, I did birthday stuff, which was surprising because I had never done Animal Crossing birthday stuff in New Horizons before because the game came out this year. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. The pinata was fun. That was cool. I wasn't expecting that, and you actually got to keep what was inside of it. So I just put some cupcakes around my house. I actually put them in my kitchen in my house, which was cool. And I think my favorite villagers actually showed up to the party, which was also good. Um, it was Flora, Moose, and Kurlos. Well, three favorites in my town. I don't. I think we talked about favorite villagers overall before. I don't know what my favorite villagers overall would be. Um, I don't know. That's a tough one. But yeah, so they're cool villagers. That was fun. And I got like a happy birthday sign, which was cool because I had seen it in like Flora's house when she invited me to the party. But I'm like, oh, I wonder if you can actually obtain that sign. That would be a cool sign to have. And that was actually what was in the present. So I assume like everyone gets the same thing. Probably it's not like I got a rare sign, but it was cool to actually obtain that item. So I put that in my house, and yeah, it was fun overall. They did a good job with the birthday in New Horizons. I can't remember what it was like in New Leaf. I think it was pretty close to New Horizons. And in the GameCube one and Wild World, I think there's a villager outside your house and they give you a present in person. And then I think you also get a bunch of presents in the mail too, which was kind of fun. I don't know if it's exactly like that in Wild World. I can't quite remember. I haven't played Wild World in probably 10 years or so. But I know in the GameCube one, you get presents in the mail and someone hand delivers you a gift in person as well. So yeah, birthdays in Animal Crossing are really fun. Yo, Bell said, Kurlos, we stand. Yeah, Kurlos is great. I actually originally wasn't even going to invite him into my town, um, but he was in my sister's town for a while. So in New Leaf, back a long time ago, my sister had bought the game before I did, so I made a character in her town, and Kurlos was in there, right? So I didn't really talk to him a bunch, but I knew who he was. Um, and then when I ended up getting New Horizons all these years later, he was I think on one of the islands or something. And she's like, "Oh, you gotta put Kurlos in your town." And I'm like, "But I don't really like Kurlos. I never really talked to him or anything." Um, but she's like, "No, you gotta do it." So I'm like, "Okay, we have so many spots, I might as well." And I'm so glad I did because Kurlos is such a boss. He is so cool. He has a very like distinct personality, and I know that it's just like I'm sure there are like dozens of villagers that also have that same personality, but like in the context of my village and like villagers I've interacted with in the past, I've never interacted with a villager like Kurlos before. I just never come across that kind of personality. So it was really refreshing and I like his style and like how he talks and all that kinds of stuff. So Krillus is really cool. Um, oh, a sewer reviewer here. Cool. Jay Oxy said, "Oh my goodness, happy birthday, LSSQ. How old are you now? I am so blessed to be part of this stream with that with that happy crying face." Yeah. Oh, that also reminds me of this kind of funny thing that was kind of funny and weird at the same time. I think so. I don't have any. I don't know why. I just never bothered like bookmarking websites and stuff on my computer. I just type in where I want to go. So I was gonna go to like my YouTube channel. I type in like L Supersonic Q, and a search suggestion came up called L Supersonic Q Age, and I'm like, wait a second, did I type that in to see if like I had made mention of my age anywhere, or did someone like did enough people search that where it like popped up on its own? And I don't think I ever searched for that on my computer. So is there some kind of like big interest in how old I am? Did people actually go out and search that? Which I don't know. Maybe they did, but yeah, so I'm actually celebrating my 25th anniversary today. Yeah, 2025. Um which is like I don't know, I feel like I don't know, I just feel like at this point, like maybe when you're like a kid or something or you're in high school and you kind of like go up in the ages, you think like, "Oh, now I can learn how to drive." And now I can like, I don't know, what else can you do when you're 18? You can't drink till you're 21, but like, like at a certain point you do feel like you're getting older and you can do more things, but at this point, I just feel like, man, I just feel the same. Like it doesn't feel different at all. You know what I'm saying? Like gonna be doing the same stuff, gonna have the same responsibilities, gonna have the same everything pretty much. So it's kind of funny that like, yeah, I'm a year older, but it literally like doesn't feel like anything has changed. Um, yeah, and someone else asked me something about 2021. Like, what are you most looking forward to? Man, I honestly don't even know. Cause the first thing I thought of when I saw that was like, don't even talk to me about 2021. Cause like, I can't even comprehend, like, I just can't even comprehend that far in the future yet. Uh, Mostly for the fact that like the virus will still be around. Like, I mean, if the virus didn't exist, right, I'd probably have a much easier time figuring out like what I plan to do next year. But I feel like there's so much stuff I didn't even accomplish this year because of the virus, and it'll still be around next year that I'm gonna run into the same problems. Like my first like goal, I guess you could say, would be to like date more or like talk to girls more, right? But like then I think like why didn't that happen this year? Oh, the virus. But is it gonna happen next year? Probably not, because the virus is still going to be around. And I think they released some kind of like rollout plan for the vaccine. And my age group, I believe, is like May to June, I think would be like the earliest I could get it. Which I guess is okay because that leaves like my whole summer, which would be fine. But then again, though, it's in 2 doses, and that's if everything goes according to unless it's not 2 doses anymore. I don't really know what the update is with that, but like assuming it's still 2 doses, and that's also if everything goes according to plan, which it probably will not. And even then, like, how can you tell like who has it and who doesn't? Like, what if I get the vaccine and then I go talk to a girl or something and she didn't get it and she has the virus, and like the 5% ineffectiveness of the vaccine, like makes me get it from her, and then I'm going to end up getting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I just feel like I don't know. It's just like it's too soon to like celebrate when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I like even like before the vaccine and all this stuff, right? Like I was still thinking to myself like way back in like March, right? When the lockdowns were first happening, I was still thinking like, man, even if they made a vaccine tomorrow, we're still going to be like dealing with this for another year probably. And yeah, honestly, and maybe it's a good thing, a healthy thought to go into 2021 thinking it's gonna suck. So then the bar is so low when cool stuff happens, it'll be like, oh, cool, wasn't expecting that. But I think that's the thing for me is like I'm gonna go into 2021 thinking it's gonna be a repeat of this year, right? Like I just don't see everything like turning around. Like concerts still aren't gonna happen. I mean, indoor dining is still gonna be an issue. People are still gonna be wearing masks. Like there's still gonna be restrictions, like all this stuff. So like I don't really know like what what I'm gonna accomplish next year or what I want to accomplish next year because like I don't know, I just feel like so much of it is up in the air, right? That I honestly have no idea what to expect. Um Uh, Fumin Cheese, what's up? Said, do you have a VR headset? I know we just like totally like changed directions with the comments, but do I have a VR headset? No, I do not. I've played them before, but I do not have one. Um, I like how like I'm like literally talking. You can't even see my mouth. I'm like I can like push this down a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. Maybe a little more. Okay, I think that's good. You guys can see me. What was I even saying? No, I don't have one. I've played one at my friend's house before. Paul, you guys know Paul. He had one. I don't remember which one it was. I don't think what. It was it is Rift one? Is that a thing? Rift, Oculus Rift. Is that? I don't know if it was Oculus though. But he had one. He had a lot. He had some games for it, and it was freaking amazing. I played it years ago though. And I think maybe I was thinking about getting a PlayStation 1 at some point because I wanted to play like Resident Evil 7, I think. But I just didn't end up getting it because I thought like, well, for one game, is it worth buying all this stuff for? And then I thought about getting a Labo. I know that's not really VR, but thought about getting a Labo for the Switch so I could play Smash in VR. But Labo isn't like real VR. I mean, it is, but like it's just like cheap, stupid VR. Um, and like, why would I need to play Smash in VR? Like, what's the point of that? So no, I don't have VR. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. Also, for anyone who's new here doesn't know, I jump all over the place with comments. So if I don't get to your thing right away, just repost it, or I might go back and see it. I'm just going all the way around. Um. Oh, what are your thoughts on Sephiroth and Smash Bros? And also, happy birthday! Thanks, Sato Pika. Glad you could stop by. Yeah, I forgot about that. You guys wondering what my thoughts on Sephiroth and Smash are? Um, Overall, it's a good pick. I'm not gonna complain about him like I complained about Byleth or Min Min or like Steve. So Sephiroth is a good solid pick. I just feel like it came a little late. I feel like he either should have been part of DLC Wave 1 or he should have been announced like with Ridley at E3 like when the game was first revealed. I just don't really know like at this point like why they waited so long to add him. Like it just feels a little out of place, especially since we have so few DLC spots left. Like to go back to Final Fantasy is kind of weird to me, but it's a good pick though. I'm not like complaining about it. I think he fits into the Smash very well. And already I was thinking like I was already thinking like oh man, like how the heck am I gonna maneuver around him? You know, like his long ass sword and stuff. Like, because I main Terry, so I'm thinking like, okay, how can I like jump around the sword? How can I like bait him into my attacks and stuff? So it's kind of fun figuring out how to like fight against him. Because that was the one thing everyone was saying was like, uh, his sword is so big, his range is so long, but. I don't know. Everyone like Min Min has a really long range, and Korn had a really long range, and like all these, and everyone kind of deals with that. So I think it'll be okay. But overall, good pick, I think. I'm still a Geno believer, though. I still really want to see Geno um, in the game, I think. Like, he's my most wanted DLC, I think, still. And now it's looking almost. Wait, I gotta need super chat. I gotta get the super chat. Oh, Sultan, what's up? Sultan said, happy birthday, LSQ, with 3 cakes. Cheers from your lost media guy, Sultan on Discord. Thanks for that. I will add you to the list. Got our first one of the night. And fun fact for you guys. Oh, I guess maybe the computer will get a little wobbly here because I got to type. How much is that much Canadian money? I'll just round it up. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. You're a pretty consistent donator, so I double appreciate that, Sultan. Thank you. Um. Okay. So, oh, I was gonna say special for you guys tonight. Um, I will most likely. Oh, also, okay, I'm gonna dim my screen so my battery doesn't die as quickly. If someone sends a super chat and I don't see it, just like let me know and I'll add it. Just I don't want my computer to run out of battery. Um, I think we will have some Tinder stories tonight, regardless about hitting a donation goal or anything, because man, Call it coincidence or not, I don't know, but I just had the like. At this point, the Tinder letdowns aren't even big letdowns. I just freaking expect them. But like literally today, a really dumb thing happened. So you guys will get the details on that. Probably, I was gonna say at the end of the stream, but maybe it'll just be whenever it comes up. I don't even really care anymore. We don't need to save them for the end. But back to Sephiroth. Yeah. What was I even saying? Sephiroth. Oh yeah. Like because there are so few DLC spots left, I feel like there could be better like picks at this point. Again, like not that Sephiroth's a bad pick, but I just feel like, that's one less slot and there's still Gino and Crash and Dante and a Resident Evil rep and Doom guy and Master Chief. There's just so many other characters floating in the mix that just Sephiroth taking up a spot is like one less of those characters that are going to get in, but and I don't think Gino's going to get in at this point. I really don't. Oh, here's my theory. Okay, uh, clip this, you guys, because when it turns out to be true, I'll be like, yo, I said this. So I was speculating with my brother about this, and I believe I figured out something. So, the Gino theory, right? Is Gino going to still be in the game? Now, there's that whole idea that every third-party franchise or every third-party company gets 3 reps, right? Sega got Sonic, Bayonetta, and Joker. Capcom got Ryu, Ken, and Mega Man, and so on. So there was a rumor that Square Enix was also going to get 3 reps. It was Cloud, Hero, and Gino was the rumored one, right? But now that Sephiroth is in Gino's place, that's 3 reps, right? So you would think like, well, maybe that's it, right? No Gino. But then you could argue like, well, maybe Nintendo is going to consider Gino like a kind of like a second party character or just group him in with like Mario characters. So he wouldn't really be a Square Enix rep, right? So you think, oh, well, Gino still has a chance of being in. But here's the thing. Do you guys remember that leak that was never debunked of the Mallow costume and like the Doom enemy costume, right? And at the time, everyone was thinking, man, we know that there's a Gino costume in Smash 4, but this screenshot shows a Mallow costume, which is new. Does that mean that Gino was promoted to a fighter? Which would make sense, right? But here's the thing. Did it ever occur to you guys that every new character reveal when Sakurai does his like long discussion about it, his like gameplay presentation, he always shows off Mii costumes, right? And recently, there's been this theme of American properties becoming Mii costumes, like Sans from Undertale, Cuphead from Cuphead, and Vault Boy from Fallout, right? So, I think that deconfirms Doom Guy as being a possible fighter for Smash altogether, because there's a Doom enemy costume, and I think the Doom Guy himself will also be a costume together for like a two set, like the enemy and Doom Guy, 2 costumes, which would become the American property for, you know, for whatever presentation he's going to reveal them at, which could be this one, the Sephiroth one, because you'd think, well, what about the Mallow costume? But Mallow is still Square Enix, I think, right? So they're probably going to reveal the Mallow costume along with Sephiroth because it's Square Enix, but also Gino, I bet, is still going to be a costume because they've been adding characters. Like I think there were some Virtua Fighter costumes that were new this time that didn't exist back in Smash 4. So they were adding new costumes, right, to make like sets. So I think Mallow was a new costume added to the Gino costume to make an RPG like, double costume set, which they will reveal in the Sephiroth discussion presentation because they're both Square Enix, and Doom Guy and the Doom Enemy will also be revealed during the Sephiroth presentation as the American rep for their costumes, therefore debunking Doom Guy and Gino as playable characters, finally putting an end to where that picture came from and the mystery behind it, all while Sephiroth is revealed on the 17th. That is what I think. That is my theory. I don't think Gino is in the game anymore. So that's what I had to say about that. Which is kind of disappointing because I really wanted to see Gino in the game. I feel like he deserved it, especially since he's like, as old as Brawl and stuff. People wanted him in the game, but it is what it is, and I probably wouldn't have mained him anyway, so Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just what I think. I could be wrong, but I thought it was a pretty good theory. Justice for Waluigi. I forgot about Waluigi, honestly. I don't think Waluigi has a chance, like ever. Honestly, I can't see it happening. Adam said, "Happy birthday, man. Hope you're having a good week. I'm sure it's better than mine." Well, maybe if you word it like that, but hasn't been spectacular or anything. Oh, what's up, Mel? Glad you could stop by. And CGG, what's up? Oh, and Marin. What's up, Marin? What would be Ellis's Q's Smash move set? Now that's a good question. Could throw out some lost media for my. Could projectile spam lost or VHS tapes. Yeah, there you go. Did someone say something about a moderator for the chat? Do we need a moderator? Orange GameCube controller. Oh, that the orange one is a cool one. I don't have an orange one though. Is Atlas now a subsidiary of Sega? I think so. Rock for Smash. Yeah. I don't think Sora will even be in the game at all. I don't think he'll be a Mii costume or anything. I honestly don't think Kingdom Hearts is going to be in the game. I just don't think so. I don't think it's popular enough. Like compared to like the other characters they're picking. His final smash is his intro. That's funny. I like that. Yeah, Beavis got discovered. Is that just like that Rai baby game? Because I've seen that before. Warp DB said, "El Supersonic, you happy birthday, dude. What do you think of the '90s first-person shooter craze nowadays? Have you played any? I'm currently playing Blood Fresh Supply. Never heard of that one. I'm not playing a lot of first-person shooters. I've never really played a lot of first-person shooters. I guess I don't really. I said like I don't know a lot about that scene, so I actually didn't even know it was a craze right now. Um, but I've never really been a big fan of first person shooters. I guess though, like I'm trying to think like I actually did get like this will give you context for my relationship with first person shooters. Um, like a few months ago, I was at a thrift store and I found Halo 2 on the original Xbox, and I actually bought it. It was my first ever Xbox game that I bought. I don't even have an Xbox console. I feel like most of the first person shooter games that most people have played are like on those kinds of consoles. And I'm not really interested in Doom, even though I know that is on Switch. So yeah, I haven't really gotten into first person shooters at all. I don't really know if I will. There's not a lot of first person shooter stuff that interests me a whole lot. I'm trying to think if there was any I mean, Metroid Prime, I guess, but like, does that really count? I wouldn't really count that. It's not traditional in the sense that Call of Duty and that kind of stuff. Like, I wouldn't compare Call of Duty and Metroid. Um, so yeah, I don't really have a lot of experience with that. Um, but I am patting myself on the back for actually buying Halo. Like that, man. My friends, like 10 years ago, would have thought I was cool because like I feel like to some extent, like like I was old when it came to gaming, and this is the thing now. Like I feel like now that I'm older and I've just spent so much time with Nintendo and like you know not throwing shade at Nintendo. Nintendo is still my favorite, and I have a Switch, of course, and everything, right? But because so much of my prior experience with games for pretty much most of my life up until a couple of years ago was exclusively with Nintendo, I'm kind of like tired of them, right? So I've started branching out and getting into other things, which is something I guess I wish I had done sooner because I feel like I could have had a lot of fun um, with some of my other friends who were playing first person shooters and stuff at the time. But I just like back in middle school and stuff, I just was so obsessed with Nintendo, right? I kind of came into Nintendo late, honestly, when I think about it, right? Because I didn't have an N64 or a Game Boy Color or anything like that. I had a GameCube that was my first console, and I got it a couple years, I think, after it even came out. It was either 2003 or 2004. I think it may have been 2003. Um, and like I was always like a game or two behind what everyone else was playing, even on Nintendo, because I just like didn't really have a lot of money for games, and like I would only get games for like special occasions and stuff. So, you know, like I just remember like very distinctly when I was in elementary school. I think Luigi's Mansion was the big game. Everyone was playing Luigi's Mansion, and I finally got Luigi's Mansion. Then everyone moved on to Pikmin 2. Well, I finally got Pikmin 2, then everyone moved on to Diamond and Pearl, or whatever it was at that time. Then I think I finally got into Pokemon with Emerald version. I didn't even have a DS when everyone was playing Diamond and Pearl, but I got into Emerald version, and then I think at that time was the shift where everyone was moving over to like Xbox and stuff, and I actually went more deeper into Nintendo. I started playing like Zelda games and stuff when I was in middle school, when everyone else was playing like Call of Duty and stuff. You know, which I don't regret or anything. Like some of my best Nintendo memories, I think, came from that era of gaming when I had first discovered Zelda and Metroid Prime. Like you don't even know how obsessed I was with Metroid Prime when I first played it. I was obsessed. Like I can't even tell you how obsessed I was with that game. But I think to some extent, though, because I was so into Nintendo, and not even so much just in that era specifically, but like even after that era, like getting into like the later Wii years, and the Wii U wasn't out when I was in school still, but like the later Wii years and stuff, right? I would still be playing Brawl and what else was I playing like on Wii? I think there was maybe an era where I didn't really play a lot of games, or maybe I was playing DS games possibly. Yeah, I played a lot of Pokemon actually. A lot of the DS Pokemon games, I was super into those. So while I was playing those kinds of games, all my friends were playing again Call of Duty. Like I remember when Black Ops was coming out in like 2011, that was a huge deal. I remember kids in my class, they oh, we got another super chat. Don't want to miss it. So I'm gonna pause my story. Christy Brewster with the £5, I think it is, said, sending good night from the UK. Look forward to watching this one back later with a smiley face. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I will add you to the list. And yeah, I probably will leave this one up for a little bit. Well, yeah, I usually leave my streams up anyway. I know a lot of people say like, oh, you know, like you're gonna like delete the stream or whatever, but no, I usually, even the ones I private or unlist, I usually leave them up for a few days after anyway. But thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, when Black Ops 2, or not Black Ops, I think just original Black Ops, when that was coming out, like kids skip school to get that game and play it at home, right? I remember that. And at the same time, I was playing Pokemon, which again, I'm not saying was a bad thing, right? But I guess what I'm trying to say is now that I'm older and expanding beyond Nintendo, I wish I was able to experience some of these games with my friends back in their prime. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like if I like I said I bought Halo, right? If I pop in Halo and I'm like, guys, I just played Halo 2 for the first time. I really like blah blah. It's almost like everyone else who has played that, among my friend group would just be like, oh yeah, like I remember Halo 2, but you're not really playing it with them. There's kind of a difference between playing a game with people and like just having them remember it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like um things were a little different, I guess. But it's all good. It's all good. I don't regret again like playing the Nintendo games when I did, because again Nintendo is still my favorite, and like those some of those memories while everyone else was playing Call of Duty and stuff, playing Platinum version and stuff. Again, some of the most vivid memories I have with games. Um, but yeah, I don't mind that. I guess I'm getting into more stuff now. It's just a little unfortunate that it couldn't have been when everyone else was playing. Juan Ornelas said hi. What's up, Juan? Glad you could stop by. I want my slaw said, how old are you today? I'm 25. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can add that to the LSSQ canon. Slim Cognito grew up playing both Nintendo and PlayStation. Yeah, see, and that's a really interesting like point that I think about sometimes is why was I such a Nintendo fanboy? And I think the answer lies in the fact that the games that everyone else was playing at that time, right? Like not even when Black Ops came out and stuff. I just mean like even before that, like in remember like in middle school and stuff when people were playing like these crazy PlayStation games and stuff, right? Like I remember like Resident Evil was pretty big for a time, right? I think the the thing that I didn't like about it and why I rejected those kinds of games was the fact that I felt like I don't want to say like the scene surrounding them, but like the culture surrounding them was again, I don't want to say like toxic. I'm trying to think like how to say this like properly, but like I feel like those kinds of games like I don't want to say like gave you like I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Like those games had like labels on them, like have you played the new Resident Evil game? Yeah, and like all these guns and blood and like zombies and like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. And meanwhile, me, I'm just like, well, I like Pikmin. I like plucking Pikmin and fighting big monsters, right? And that was the difference. That was the difference. Is like I didn't need that like hardcore, like intense, like action, bloody, gory, like cool game. You know what I'm saying? That everyone else was playing. Like I rejected that. I wanted to play like the fun, quirky games like Pikmin and stuff like that. So I think that's why I didn't grow up with PlayStation. I rejected it. I wanted nothing to do with it and Xbox and all that stuff. Is because like the culture surrounding them was not something that I wanted to be a part of. And I guess that's just the way it is because kids are like kids, right? So they're gonna like hype stuff up. But maybe if one of my friends had shown me like Xbox games that were more like kid friendly, like Blinks. I still want to play Blinks to this day. And it's not a very expensive game or anything. So someday I'll probably get around to playing it. But like if someone had shown me Blinks and said, "Hey, look at this cool Xbox game, right? It's about a wacky cat who does stuff." I'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. It reminds me of Sonic or something, right?" But no one did that. It was all about, "Hey, did you shoot this stuff in Halo?" And it was just like, no. So I think that's where my disconnect came from with that. Rue said, "Hey, LSSQ, what's up, Rue? Glad you could stop by." Bubsy, I don't think I knew who Bubsy was at the time, and what he didn't even have any games out on like those current gen platforms at the time. Take a shot every time LSSQ says like. Yeah, I say like a lot. I guess I don't even realize I say it. Supa Bubba said the PS3 Xbox versus Nintendo rivalry was a really big deal. Like liking Nintendo made you an undesirable. Yeah, that was part of it too. Is like I didn't want to be liked. Well, okay, that was a weird thing to say. Like I didn't need anyone's like acceptance towards what games I played. That was like another part of it too. Is like I didn't care if I played Mario, right? And kind of like I was saying before, where I rejected the guns and blood and that kind of like culture. I also like rejected the idea that I need to be accepted into like a gaming circle. So I just stuck with what I wanted to play. But no, you're right. That I forgot that like the console wars was like a big thing at the time. That was a thing. It was just that no one was really playing what I was playing in my school or anything. It was always I don't even know if it was even PlayStation. Like where I grew up and stuff. I just remember it was or not even Xbox. It was 360, 360, 360, 360. I don't really remember a lot of people playing PS3 or any PlayStation games. Maybe I just didn't really like come across those kinds of people, but I don't really remember a whole lot of that. And the Wii, I mean, when the Wii came out, it was a big deal. Everyone was talking about Wii Sports and stuff, but like that kind of died out quickly, right? Like no one was talking about like Mario Galaxy or Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games or stuff like that. No one was talking about that stuff. For the most part, it was just 360. Oh, the Game Awards. I watched the Game Awards. Yeah, I thought they were okay. I kind of was just watching for Smash, which was the first thing they did, but then I kind of just kept it on, thinking like maybe something else would happen. But I don't know. I've never been like a huge fan of the Game Awards. I don't know. A lot of the games they showed, I don't really know anything about, or care about. Like it just seems like a lot of it is just not really like geared towards me, unlike a Nintendo Direct or something, right? But or like E3. But I thought it was okay. Um, Spongy Jeffy said I grew up with the Genesis. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean I have a Genesis. Like I have a bunch of retro systems and stuff. I haven't played a lot of Genesis games though. Like I'm not like a huge fan of the Genesis actually. Like even like modern day stuff. I'm just not really like a big fan of it. Like I'm a Saturn guy. I just feel like Saturn is like Genesis but better. So like why would I play Genesis when I can play Saturn? But I know there are some good gems on the Genesis. Ghouls and Ghosts is a really good game on Genesis. I really like that one. And Altered Beast is fun too. And I don't think those games are well. Ghouls and Ghosts is on Saturn. I don't know how good the port is in one of the Capcom collections. I do not think Altered Beast is on Saturn at all. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Lynn did the Persona song thing. That was kind of cool. I'm not really a big Persona fan though. Yeah, Lane said I heard that Xbox consoles aren't that popular in Japan. Yeah, I think Xbox has had a history of not selling very well in Japan. I think just because a lot of the games on it are, I guess, geared towards Western audiences. Like all the big Xbox games are first person shooters. I don't think those are very big in Japan. So I've heard like that for years. Leaf 64 said, "Do you ever think the ROM of 12 Tales Conquer 64 will get leaked? Also, do you think a true Conquer's Bad Fur Day sequel will ever see the light of day? If you read this, hope you're doing great." Well, thanks for the comment. I don't think 12 Tales will ever resurface because I'm pretty sure I read at one point, like yeah, there I read it. I was doing a lot of research on N64 blue discs and development and a lot of stuff like that at one point. This was years ago, but I read like a lot of speculation that like the blue discs or whatever was used to develop the games were like really easy to wipe, and the idea that like something like Conquer's 12 Tales has survived all these years later on a blue disc or whatever it was going to be. I can't quite remember like or whatever the development thing was. Like the chance of that surviving is very slim to begin with, but also I think there was another like level to it where like even if you did have its content, you would need the original computers that ran it or something, which don't exist anymore. I think that may have actually been confirmed. So I thought there was some very like strong evidence that suggested that the ROM was probably gone forever, unless some private collector has it or something. But I think at face value, no, it will never surface. I would not hold my breath for it. Um, and do I think a true Conqueror's Bad Fur Day sequel will ever see the light of day? Probably not. I just think Conqueror's like a dead franchise, honestly. And if they brought him back, I don't think it would really be anything like it used to be. I just don't feel like it would be the same. Um, so no, I don't think we'll ever see a Bad Fur Day sequel. I actually never played the original Bad Fur Day. Oh, there actually is one on Xbox though, right? More reason to get an Xbox now because I don't want to pay like $100 for the cart. So if the Xbox game isn't that expensive, I would gladly pay like $20 or whatever it is for that. Anything if it's less than the cart, then I'll be fine with it. And I don't have like a big attachment to Conquer anyway, so I wouldn't mind like like buying. I don't know which version's better. But, like I don't need to play it on the N64 or anything. Um, so that's cool. I'm glad you actually mentioned that. Um, Steve Snyder said, "Do you play Mortal Kombat?" No, that's another game I have not played. And I never was really interested in it back in the day, but I know Mortal Kombat 11 released on Switch, and it had a discount, I think, on the eShop recently. I don't have any space on my Switch, so I didn't get it, but I think it's like $10 or $15, so I kind of thought about maybe getting it. Um, It's a game I've always wanted to play. I actually think I did play a Mortal Kombat game a long time ago at one of my friends' houses. This was literally probably like 10 years ago or more. I think it was on 360. I remember we were in his basement playing it. I think one of the stages had like you were in like you're battling in like a street and there were stage hazards of cars that would like drive by and they could hit you. I think that was a thing. I don't know what game that was though, like which one it was, but I could look it up and probably find it. But um, I guess also are do any of you guys know like like if I wanted to get into Mortal Kombat, what's the best one to start with? So let me know that too, because that's another reason why I haven't bought 11 on Switch yet is because I don't know if that's a good place to start. Like what's the like the best Mortal Kombat game? Um, so let me know about that. I also see I got a super chat on or with Fancy Alchemist Guy. Thank you for that. I will add you to the list with their interesting question of what are your thoughts on the lost FMA, so Fullmetal Alchemist Animax dub. My thoughts on that. I guess I don't know when this video is gonna come out, and I don't think anyone's gonna like steal it from me. So well, they probably also haven't done like as much research as I have either. So I'll just say it, I guess. I was actually researching that one a while back. Um, that topic, yes, I was researching it a while back. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I'm not a big dub guy. I don't really care about lost dubs, but I thought it was good, a really good story. And I did a lot of research on it. I went back through Wayback Machine. I wrote out like a whole script. I just never recorded it or did anything with it. But yes, I had a video in the works on it. It hasn't been canceled yet. I guess it's just in development hell. But I think the topic is interesting. The story is worth telling, and it really gets into like deep anime culture. So maybe someday that will release. Yes, that's a very good topic. I was pretty surprised when I first came across it because I wasn't thinking that it was going to be that good. Most dub topics I feel like aren't really good for videos, but I was impressed with this one. I really enjoyed it. So maybe someday. Okay, you guys are witnessing some history here. You're witnessing history. So I just remembered as I was streaming here that I was actually talking to a girl on Tinder. So I feel like I should reply to her and not just like not say anything to her. Um, so I'm currently talking to a girl as I stream this. So bear with me for a second. This is history, guys. I need to put a question mark in here. Um, we're currently talking about bagels. So there you go. Boy, I almost screwed that up. Give me a second, guys. It's my birthday. You gotta give me some slack here. Maybe we'll get into the Tinder stories after this, actually. Um, man, aren't you guys glad you're not girls talking to me? I gotta like craft these sentences perfectly. Okay, we're back. Cool. So, Ducky Not Found said, "Wait, it's a birthday live stream." Yes, it is. Carlos said he's flirting on Tinder. If talking about bagels is flirting, then yes, I am. You guys are saying Yaya Beavis. Okay, can someone please tell me exactly what this They Found Yaya Beavis is about? Ray wants to hear my bad Tinder stuff. Okay. Oh, did I get more? Oh, I got more money. Oh, you guys. Oh, Alice talks to a girl live. Yeah, that'd be a funny stream. Okay, I gotta catch myself up now. Um, they found Yaya. Okay, so someone gave you. Okay, let me update the list here. I will add your extra $3 Canadian. I'm just rounding up here. So thank you for that, Sultan. I'll get to Beavis in a second. Then Fancy Alchemist guy said, "I know since you know of Fullmetal Alchemist, I have an $800 Alphonse statue. That's okay. That sounds really sick. I actually wait, let me add you to the list. Man, if only I could like multitask here, I would be in better shape. Could do more stuff. But thank you for that. So as okay, I gotta backtrack here. I don't know much about Full Metal Alchemist merchandise. I can't like imagine which statue you're talking about, but if it's $800, it must be super high quality. So that sounds pretty cool. But I do know of the only like Full Metal Alchemist stuff I know of for certain when it comes to merchandise. Well, I know there are like Play Arts Kai figures. I think there's some other like company that did figures. I can't remember the name of it. They did like smaller figures, and then the Metacom figures, the real action heroes. They did Roy Mustang, I think Human Alphonse, Armor Alphonse, and then Ed. I know those exist. Those are cool. I've been wanting to get a Full Metal Alchemist raw figure for a long time, but they're a little pricey, so I haven't quite gotten around to it yet. But that sounds really cool. I wanted to make a comment here. Giovanna himself said, "Oh, Jay, gotta find that comment, dude. Where was it? It was so funny. Hold on, I gotta find the Giorno comment. There it is. Happy birthday from the from the Passione and I, Giorno Giovanna. Thank you for that, Giorno. I greatly appreciate it. That is cool. I'm glad Giorno himself said happy birthday to me. And then okay, so what? A good smile? No, it wasn't good smile. It was some like weird. It was like a weird company, but it was like it wasn't like man. What the heck was it? I don't remember. I'd have to look it up later. Hey, Carlos said, "Hey, you know they are doing Nintendo Burger King toys." I did not know that. Oh, it's from First Four Figures. Oh, you got First Four Figures statue. Oh, also, thank you for the third super chat. I appreciate that. The First Four Figures one. I've seen the First Four Figures one before. That one is really nice. That's sick. I don't have any First Four Figures statues. I mentioned in oh, you guys are you guys pranking me here? I was mentioned in a Kotaku article about Yaya Beavis. What? Can someone please explain to me what's going on here? I'm getting very angry here. What is like? I spent so much time researching Yaya Beavis and they found it. What does that mean? Is it just that Rai Rai baby game? I guess I'll go look it up now. Um. Oh, this is kind of old. From October 20th? Or was there something more recent? I'm not seeing anything like recent. Is it old? I'll have to read the article later. Um. Oh, thanks, Satopika. Glad you could stop by. It was apparently a mistranslation. Yeah, Beavis is trending in Japan. Check Twitter. You guys gonna maybe do a live Twitter check? What is this? Okay. I is this a live lost media reveal? This has never happened before. I've never done this before. No. Okay, what am I looking for here? Can someone just like link me the? What am I checking on Twitter? What am I checking on Twitter? There's nothing here. Are you guys trolling me? Am I being trolled live? I didn't see anything about Yaya Beavis earlier. I don't see anything. I don't see anything about Yaya Beavis. Can someone like? Oh. um. CM3 and Knuckles said, "Happy birthday, man! Here, I bought you a cake, and it's the Omnom movie. That's great." There it is. There it is. Oh, thank you for that, Sultan. But isn't this just an old video though? This isn't really. This isn't really found. I don't think. I mean, I can see the notification right here. I can like see it, but um, I don't. That was we've believed that for a really long time. That specific game, for a really long time, that was the current theory that that game was Yaya Beavis. And unless someone had some kind of definitive proof that it actually was, like if some official person made a comment that it was, then I guess it would be. But that's not really new though. It's not like someone found the game, or like if there was an English version of it that said Yaya Beavis, like okay, but that's been the accepted theory for a long time. That's not really anything new. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why people are like grabbing onto that. Oh, it was a troll. Trolled on your birthday? Was it actually a troll? I mean, technically, it's not like wrong. Well, first off, I did see a Kotaku article. I didn't click it open, but it was from it was from a month ago. Um, so maybe they did actually talk about the game, and maybe I was actually mentioned in it. But that specific game has been and like that specific game has been connected to Beavis before. It wasn't like a Rickroll you guys sent me, but there's nothing new about it though. So I don't think we can really say it was found. Yeah, I don't think it was really a troll. I think it was just like a misinformation. Like that's been found before. We speculated that. It's not really anything new. Yeah, Golden DHB said, "Where's the proof?" Yeah, that's what I want to see. I either want like an official word from someone who's saying yes, it was a mistranslation, or like an English ROM that says "Yeah, Beavis" like in the game. That's kind of old stuff. Um, so yeah. Heckno said, "Hey, LSSQ, it's been a while since I tuned into your stream. Also, happy birthday, dude. Thanks, Heckno. Glad you could stop by, and thank you for the birthday wishes." I think like the whole stream is confused now. Oh, and Derek said this is my first LSSQ stream, and so far he's confused. Yeah, that was kind of weird. That was really weird. If you guys want, like, okay, like here's my like summary on Yaya Beavis. If you guys want to know what Yaya Beavis is about, watch my video on it, which is 4 years old. But guess what? In the span of those 4 years, nothing has changed. The video I made 4 years ago is still just as relevant today as it was back then. Like it's literally nothing has changed. So I did not know I was mentioned in the Kotaku article though. That's kind of cool. I didn't really see a jump in views on that video though, so I don't. I guess it couldn't have been a very big mention. Should we check Tinder again, guys? Well, she replied to me. Like of all the days to like actually be talking to a girl back and forth on Tinder, it had to be during a stream. Do you ever still think about the Super Game Boy 2? No. Someone at some point came forward with a really good theory about that. It had something to do with the fact that what was it? So I could never wrap my head around exactly what the story with that was, right? Like I honestly I just thought it didn't exist and like everyone was remembering incorrectly. I don't know if it was a comment or if someone DM'd me or emailed me. I don't remember what it was, but a while ago, someone said to me, "Hey, I think all the Super Game Boy 2 was the Japanese version that exists, but QVC had imported a bunch and modified them to work on US consoles." I think that was the accepted theory, which would uh like line up with what was that guy's name? Zero This was that his name from my video? That would explain why Zero This saw them back in the day on QVC and was so adamant about having seen them on QVC is because and we thought he was like lying or whatever, but he probably did see them. But just that in actuality, it was the Japanese version being sold for American consoles, not actually an American version. So it doesn't really, it's the moral of the story is that it still doesn't really exist, but it's not a matter of misremembering it completely, like all these false stories and stuff. It's more so just the fact that it's kind of a misinformation, misunderstanding kind of thing. And I didn't even know that QVC, because the guy also told me that QVC would import other games and other stuff and modify them for uh, US stuff. So if they imported a bunch of Super Game Boy 2s, that would line up with it. The only thing though is like, will we ever find footage of them selling Super Game Boy 2s on QVC or like archived pages that show them selling them? Probably not, which would completely seal the deal for me. But I will believe the theory that they just imported them and were selling them. That seems to be likely. Okay, it's time to go back to Tinder. Sorry guys, I gotta talk to this girl. I think what to say. I don't want to like. I don't want to like describe our whole conversation here. So I gotta just have background music or something. But um, I'm letting you down, guy. It's my birthday. You gotta give me some slack here. Um, it's just such a weird like time to like I never like get matches or anything like while I'm going to stream. Um, Like when I type messages on Tinder, it's like writing a freaking script for a video. You gotta like perfectly articulate your words. I'll tell my Tinder story after I message this girl back. Here, I'll read a comment in the meantime. The views are dropping, guys! Ah! All right, I'll message her one more time and then I'll stop doing it. My man is a player? No, I'm the opposite of that. Derek said this is the best live stream he's ever been on. That's a compliment. That's a compliment, man. And this was Derek's first time, too. Ask about her favorite bagel topping. I do people. I'm not like a bagel connoisseur, so I don't know anything about bagels actually. Oh, Oregon 420 Express, nice. Said, yo, LSSQ, my birthday was on December 10th. Nice. 2 days away from me. Foolish Connor said, how the F does King Crimson work? That's a good one. The Swedes said, yo, homies. And David Tatum said, hello, hello, a bunch of times. What's up, David? How the F does King Crimson work? All right, I sent her this message, so she'll. Okay, so okay, I'll tell you guys my Tinder story if you want. I guess we're going all over the place today, but I'll tell you guys my Tinder story. Foolish Connor, if you're still here, I have not told you this story yet. It happened literally an hour ago. So, um, sometimes okay, so sometimes on Tinder, I think like I said like, oh, I write my replies like scripts. You got to think about everything, and you have to convey your thoughts very well. But sometimes, I don't even think it matters. I always think like, did I say this properly? Did I not say? Sometimes it doesn't even matter. So here's a big Tinder story for you guys. It's a real it's a doozy. This might be one of the best ones ever. So along like several months ago, I was on Bumble, which is another dating app, and this girl liked me, right? And she was like really attractive. Like my kind of attractive. Not like textbook hot, but like my kind of attractive. I'm like, ooh, like pretty face, like nice hair. Like, yes, I gotta talk to her. So on Bumble though, when you match with someone, the girls have to message first. And they only have 24 hours to do so. I think the idea is so that it can weed out people who aren't really interested or like, who aren't really serious about it, right? But the problem is, like, a lot of people don't really um like even serious people just aren't on Bumble every day, right? So the idea of like having them message you within 24 hours is kind of like dumb because sometimes they just forget or whatever. Anyway, so the girl had liked me and I matched with her, right? And it gave me 24 hours. And the 24 hours were almost up and you actually have like an extend, so I extended her time for another day. But after that, that's it. And she didn't see it even during the extend, so like 48 hours, and she didn't see it, and that was it. She was gone. Boom, that's it. So I'm like, damn, I really wish she had seen that. So then what I decided to do was, well, I guess nothing about that. But but then I reset my Tinder account recently, and here's the thing: some people were saying like, why are you trying to meet people during a pandemic? That's not really the goal at this point. It's kind of just to like establish connections and maybe get like some FaceTime stuff in, to plan a date later on after like the pandemic or after the bad winter with all its rising cases, right? So I'm not trying to like go out and like do crazy stuff. Anyway, so I was on Tinder doing minding my own business, like, this is Tinder. Been here before. And I noticed that I found this girl again on Tinder this time, right? She didn't like me or anything. I just was swiping, and I found her, and I said, "Wow, she was the one that liked me back on Bumble, and she had liked me on Bumble. Remember that?" So I said, "Wow, you know, she's on Tinder here. I wonder if I could like swipe her if she'd remember me and maybe match and we could talk because there's no time limit on Tinder." So I decided that I was going to give it a shot, but instead of just swiping her just a simple like, and maybe she'll probably never see that I liked her, right? Because she probably gets so many likes or whatever the case is. I decided to actually buy Tinder Platinum, which is one step above Gold, which came out recently. So I've been Tinder Gold for a long time, but I upgraded to Tinder Platinum. Well, actually, I'd canceled my subscription, then I bought it again, and I upgraded to Platinum because one of the benefits of Platinum is that you can message people before you match with them. So on Tinder, you cannot message people until you match, but with Platinum, you can. And I did that for one specific reason. She said that she had seen, let me start that again. Her bio said that she played Smash Bros. So I said, oh man, this is going to be so easy. She liked me before, right? So I already know that she kind of like thinks I'm attractive, I guess at least a little bit. And she plays Smash Bros. This will be so easy. This will be so easy to talk to her, right? So I upgraded to Tinder Platinum. I liked her, and I sent a message with my like, and I said something like, "Oh, you got to tell me your Smash Bros main or something," or like, "I'm very curious about your Smash Bros main, lol," or some little thing like that. And I think she replied pretty quickly, and she said, "Oh, I play Yoshi and Zelda. Um, like, what about you?" And I'm like, "Little Mac," which I guess was kind of incorrect because you guys know I play Terry, but I still play Little Mac occasionally. But I thought Little Mac would be a little easier to talk about, so I'm like, "Oh yeah, Little Mac," like um, and I was again, I'm trying to like I know she probably wasn't competitive, so I tried to like sound like stupid. So I'm like, "Oh, Little Mac, he's really strong, right? But I just sometimes I just I'll die at like 8% or something, right? Which I don't, but I said that I'm like, oh yeah, he's really good, but he's has a really bad recovery." And she's like, "Lol, yeah, like his KO punch is really good, but his recovery is really bad." And I'm like, so we're kind of like playing along with that. And then I think I said something like I used to go to tournaments, and she said she wasn't competitive with it, so like and I'm like, like yeah, it was just kind of fun. So we started talking a little bit more, and I think we moved on from games, or I said something about Animal Crossing. I figured she probably had Animal Crossing, and she's like, "Oh, I love Animal Crossing," and I'm like, "Yeah, I figured you did because you have, like in your profile, you have a bunch of pictures with like cats and stuff." I'm like, "You must like animals, right?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I only have like one cat, but the other ones were my friends and this and that." And I said like, it's like, "Oh, like that's cool. I wish I had some pets or whatever, blah blah." Anyway, so we started talking about pets a little bit, and at this point, what was weird is that she actually did something that very few girls on Tinder do. She liked my replies. So it's like on Facebook or something, if you message someone, you can like react to their reply. You can do that on Tinder too. Most girls never do that. In like the 2 years I've been on Tinder, like 2 girls have ever done that, right? Almost never happens. But she was starting to like my reply, so I was thinking like, oh, I've very clearly made a good impression on her. This is good. So we started talking a little more, and then I said to her, like, what did I say after that? I think we were maybe talking about yeah, like where we're from or whatever. And I'm like, I'm from here, and she was from here, and then she mentioned something about like something that used to be where she was or something, and I said, "Oh, I wish we had that around here. It sounds so much fun." And she's like, "Yeah, it was a blast." And then after that, I think I said something like like it sounds like like you're much more well versed in traveling than I am. I don't do a lot of traveling or whatever. And that was it. She never said anything after that. And I thought like that's kind of weird. And it was just like we were talking very consistently like throughout the course of the night, and then just overnight she like vanished, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. So I gave it like 4 days or something for her to like say something back to me. She never said anything, so I thought I might as well message her again. Like, what's it gonna hurt? Because I didn't actually end on a like a question or anything. It was kind of a statement, something maybe like she thinks the conversation is over now. So I um, like messaged her again after like 4 days or something. And I said like, "Oh, speaking of traveling, do you have any plans for the holidays?" Blah, 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 just a little small talk thing. Didn't hear anything back. Thought it was kind of weird again, but I'm thinking like maybe it's just because she, um, I don't know, like is only active on the weekends or something. I think it was like Friday night or something. So I'm like, whatever. I just can't do anything else. And then like, literally an hour ago, I went back to check to see what the status of it was, and she was gone, vanished from my little queue. Everything didn't it's like it didn't even exist. So she must have unmatched me or deleted her profile. I guess that's true. I don't actually know if she totally because this is the thing too is I don't know. Okay, I was gonna say she straight up unmatched me, which is like really stupid. But now that I think about it all in context, it's very possible she could have just deleted her profile. Um, because this actually reminded me. Oh, yo, Nicholas said, "Happy birthday, my guy!" All in caps. Okay, I'm gonna say your last name too, even if I get it wrong. Nicholas Retefi said, "Happy birthday, my guy!" All in caps. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I will add you to the list. It was 3. Excellent. Um, yeah. So I was thinking that she had straight up unmatched me, but now that I think about it, she may have just deleted her account altogether, because I remember actually like a year ago or so, I actually was matched with one girl. We were talking. She just seemed to like stop talking to me. Then I saw she had like vanished again, like unmatched me. And then I think a couple weeks later, she had swiped me again, and I matched with her again, and I said like, "Oh, you're back," and she's like, "Yeah, I deleted my account. I was getting too many messages. It was overwhelming, so now I'm not gonna swipe as many people." That ended up going nowhere. But so maybe in the same way, she was getting overwhelmed with messages, and she was getting, because there was nothing that I said or nothing like. There has been sometimes on Tinder where you just like throw a Hail Mary, and you're like, "This is either gonna land or it's not," and like very clearly, like there was a girl I messaged before, and literally like a second after I sent her a message, she like unmatched me, or she vanished from my queue, which is very clear, like, okay, she probably just unmatched me. But with this girl, like, it wasn't instant. It was like it's been like 2 days since I double messaged her, and like 4 or 5 days since my original message. So I think maybe she was getting overwhelmed with messages, and maybe she just did just delete her account altogether. Maybe I'll see her return. Who knows? But I guess just in general, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles. Like, I was talking to her, and she was liking my replies, right? And then it just all of a sudden it just stops, and then she's gone. So maybe that actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was, because again, maybe she just deleted her account. Um, Still weird though altogether, and not something you want to kind of like see on your birthday. Like, cool, this girl I've been talking to for like 2 days, just is gone now. Like, whatever. Guess that wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was gonna be. Oh, birthday cake flavor tier list. I kind of discontinued the tier list idea because I just didn't really want to like. Could never decide on a tier list, like a good tier list. So please, oh my God, she messaged me again. I feel like I gotta reply to her now. Gotta do another reply, guys. LSSQ the simp? No. Christmas tree in the background? Wait, you think that's a Christmas tree? No, that's a bunch of plushes. There's literally a bunch of plushes. Uh, Johnny Test himself said gamers always get ghosted. Like, if you agree. But this is a funny thing though, is like I never even tell people. Well, I guess with her I said I played Smash, but she did too. So and I never like said I collect Saturn games. Like, she wouldn't know what that was. But like, I don't even tell people I'm a gamer. Like, for the most part, I don't even tell people that. So I don't really know why that shouldn't even be like an indicator. Should have asked for her number. There was do Tinder lost media. There was no real like room to ask for her number though. You can't just like straight up say, "Hey, can I have your number?" Like, you gotta like lead into it. There was no lead in, so I couldn't have done that. She probably would have unmatched me for real if I said that. Yeah, I kind of discontinued the tier list though because we can never decide on a good one. LSSQ, you should speedrun Tinder. That would be funny. Okay, honestly, I've thought about doing some Tinder streams and some funny like things, but the only problem is like I'd have to like blur out like I don't know like everything on a profile, and at that point, like, what's the point? Because you wouldn't even be able to see anything, right? Because you can't like show people online like that. I guess so. Like, what would the point of it be? But I've thought about it. It'd be hilarious. We need a gamer dating site like Christian Mingle. Honestly, I've looked for some before. I think some do exist, but they're not like very good. Um, if someone made like if someone made a Tinder for dating though for gamers though, and it was like legit, like I mean, I'd probably make an account on it. Um, like there have been a lot of cool like a lot of people I've seen. Like people on Tinder I've never matched with, but just seen their in their bio they say they play like they play some kind of video games or something, right? So yeah, that'd be cool. I think I gotta message this girl again though. My fan's going crazy. Man, what am I even gonna say to her now? Okay, now I gotta think about what to say to her while I read chat. LSSQ, the quest for Meso Blues for the Wii. I don't think that happened. Derek is gonna go to bed. Well, thanks for stopping by, Derek. Glad you enjoyed this stream. Found a girl on Tinder right now that's into mobile games. Big F Sultan said. Rip. Rip. What is my real name? That's a mystery. Nicholas said, tell her I said hi. I can tell that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. um Tinder on Switch. That sounds very dangerous. I would wow, that is a dangerous combo. LSSQ, I'm sad my anime pillow dumped me today. Honestly, okay, I don't have anime body pillows, but like that is the kind of like luck I've had with girls. Like I'm so unlucky where like a body pillow would dump me. Like that's what it's come to. Oh, Kate said something. I'm gonna mess that in a second. I want to talk to this girl first. Man, I hate when I hate when I. Okay, now I have to go find an emoji, so I have to go type in. And I'm trying to do this like, you know what, guys? Maybe because this has never happened before. I've never really talked to a girl during the stream before. Maybe this is like reversing the curse. Maybe this girl will actually follow through. Because like, you know when Goku tries to get all the energy from the people and he raises his arms up, right? That's what you guys are doing right now. You're giving me your energy so I can talk to this girl on Tinder. Maybe it'll actually work this time. Um, I should review the Lost Media Iceberg. Oh, I saw that video from All Things Lost. It was a pretty good video. Um, I don't think I'd want to do my own video on it though. I already got enough crap on the A Day with SpongeBob video that it was like not worth making. So I'm not gonna probably do that. You guys are giving me your energy. Okay, I wanted to say, what did Kate say about? Oh, Kate said I asked you on Twitter what you planned on getting Kekra for Christmas, but the real question is what did Kekra what? Bleh. Let me try that again. But the real question is what Kekra got you for your birthday. Happy birthday though. Thanks, Kate. What did Kekra get me? Well, he told me that what he got me was coming in the mail. It was a little late. You know, he has a lot of Christmas cards to mail and stuff. So he said it was a surprise. And he said that the package itself is small. So it's something small and it's a surprise. And it hasn't gotten here yet, but I'll let you guys know when he sends that to me. I don't know what it could be. I told him that I collect Saturn games, right? Maybe he gave me a Saturn game I wanted, but he thought that wasn't original enough, so I have no idea what it's going to be, but I guess we'll find out. I'm going to move this light so I can freaking type for a second. Can you even see me now? You can't. Um, you're watching LSSQ struggle live. There's 74 people watching me talk to a girl on Tinder. Okay, I will hit her with a monkey emoji, Sue Revere said. I could do that. Um, who would have thought this is happening tonight? Oh, I accidentally deleted my message. Okay, that was good. We did it, team. We did it, team. We successfully talked to a girl. Well, I guess she'll reply, and we'll see what she says. She's cute, but she hasn't beaten Galaxy 2 yet. Yeah, she probably doesn't play video games. Chugga is here? No, he's not. If you guys are trolling me, oh. No, Chugga, what's up, my dude? Stopped in briefly to say happy birthday. It was a pleasure recording voiceover for you. I hope Van Partible changes his mind about Meso Blues one day. I'd love to see it. Oh, that's cool. You know about Meso Blues. I remember like hearing that you had watched Jorge's lost media videos on some occasion. I think you've commented on some of my lost media videos too, but that's cool that you're like keeping up to date with the Meso Blues stuff. That's so cool. And the fact that you're wow. I thought I thought the rest of the chat was trolling me. That's so great. I'm so glad you stopped by, Chugga. That I think that Animal Crossing video is like to this day one of my I think for the history of my channel it will be one of the greatest videos I'll have ever produced for my ever that man. And that was like that was such a bucket list thing for me cuz like okay, I don't know if I don't think I've ever said this to you directly, but like back in the day, the way long time ago when I was in middle school, right? I remember like when I first started doing YouTube and stuff, around the same time my friends had started watching YouTube, right? You were one of the first people that they started watching. I remember Paul. You guys know Paul? Paul, it was him. He started talking to me about this guy named Chugga Conroy who did Let's Plays, and like I didn't know what that was at the time, right? So I didn't like jump onto the Let's Plays right away. But after a while, as Paul kept telling me about them and stuff, I eventually found myself watching some of them. I remember watching the Pokemon Coliseum one specifically. The Pikmin one was pretty good as well. I believe I watched the Okamiden one as well. I watched quite a few of them, and I just remember thinking to myself, like, man, like this guy, like he's such a big a big entity. I always thought to myself back when I was a little YouTuber doing clay models. I always thought like, what if someday I get to like talk to him and like make a video or something like wouldn't that be something like wouldn't that be like such a great achievement like you know and I never thought it would actually happen and then it happened you know like all those years later like what like 10 years later like it finally happened and like that is like such a highlight of like everything like that man so I still gotta thank you for that video because it was so fantastic um and it just came together so perfectly. I know that I was like super bad with like how delayed it was and everything. That was like that was totally my fault. But from original concept, the idea came about in like 2015. I had first started the idea of like an Animal Crossing like info video or yeah, I forget what it was at that time. And then over the course of the years, I like had added more things to the script and we reworked the entire idea. And then eventually when it came time to like produce the video, I thought like like you know it's this big project now. I gotta like add something big to the video itself, and that's when I thought like, oh, if I get Chugga to collab with me, that would be the last piece needed, and it happened, and it became a big video. So that's great. That is great. I'm so glad. That is cool. Thank you for stopping by. And if I ever hear anything about Meso Blues, I will let you know. Actually, that reminds me, there is a slight lead with it. And for anyone else who's interested too, it's not a huge lead, and I don't want to like give away too much information. But someone reached out to me from another country actually, and they said to me that they again take this for what you will. They had worked with some former Cartoon Network employees of this international division, and in passing, they had referenced black-haired Johnny Bravo, and I guess it was discussed about you know among them like who had seen black-haired Johnny Bravo, and some of them claimed that they had seen it, and that someone affiliated with this international Johnny Bravo voice cast had a copy of it, allegedly. So I said to them, "Can you reach out to these people again?" Because I think it had been a couple years since then they had moved on from this job or whatever. So I said, "If you can you reach out to these people for me and see if there's any validity to this? If they still have these alleged tapes?" What's the story with that? Because it wouldn't be the first time that international uh, companies and stuff have gotten their hands on pilots and whatnot. So there could be something there. Um, that was only a few days ago, so nothing's come of it since. But if anything develops from that or anything else in general, I will let you know, Chugga. So thank you so much for stopping by. That was sick. That was absolutely sick. Um, yeah, man, that was so good. Now I'm like all disoriented now. I got the we did it boys. Yeah. Um Oh, speaking of updates, Pixary Go Animation said any update on the Jimmy Two Shoes pilot. I'm trying to think if there was an update to that. Okay, believe it or not, guys, there's actually been, and I didn't really like outright state this or put it in the title or anything because I didn't want to like make too much of it yet because it's this stuff is still in development, but there's actually been a lot of contacts made for a handful of lost media topics. Um there's a couple things I can tell about, but there's one thing I can't tell about. Uh One is the me and my friends search, the Backyardigans pilot. There's been a lot of contacts made regarding that because a new Discord server opened up for that, and I'm in it, and a sewer reviewer is in it, and a few other people too. So we've been making some really good progress on that. Then some of you guys might not know this, but there's a Big Comfy Couch game, that show, like the TV show Big Comfy Couch. There is a game, a canceled Xbox game that's shrouded in a lot of mystery that originated from Unseen 64. There's a Discord server, or a channel in the Lost Media Discord server that talks about that. So I'm part of that search, and there's been a lot of contacts made for that as well. So that is also in the mix. And there's a third thing I can't talk about, but it's a topic I made a video on. It's not Jimmy Two Shoes, but it's another topic I made a video on. I am in the final stages of this search. It is so close, I can almost reach out and touch it. So I will update you guys on that when I get some word on it. But that's exciting too. So there's been a lot going on with the Lost Media stuff, even though like I haven't really been making a lot of videos. But once these searches end, I could see myself making videos on some of them. Maybe not me and my friends though, because Sewer Reviewer already did a really good one. Yo, Chugga, yeah. Wow. Chugga said he heard about Meso Blues 10 or 15 years ago. Wow. That I think I only first heard about it like 3 or 4 years ago. That's crazy that you had known about it for that long, but yeah, it's always fun telling the origin stories of the Chugga stuff. Like just back in those days, everything was so different. Like cuz what years would those have been? Like when was I in middle school? Like 2008 and 9 and 10. Like those were like the middle school years, I think. Maybe 2000, yeah. 8, 9 and 10, I think, or 7, 8, 9, 10. Whatever it was, but yeah, that was a long time ago. So, I think Chugga is one of the most nostalgic like YouTubers that there is. Always lots of memories and stories with Chugga's content. Um oh, Sewer Reviewer said the Me and My Friends Discord was made. Oh, has made a lot more progress than yeah. A Sewer Reviewer actually, I think, did Reviewer make the Discord? No, so I think someone else made the Discord. But yeah, the Discord is really good, and Sewer Reviewer is in there, so it's really good. Me and My Friends is coming along really well. Meso Blues was found by Keckrock. Kiyokari 4 said, "How's life been for you?" Well, in the past 5 minutes, it's been fantastic. um, for the most part, though, it's still kind of like been challenging with the virus stuff, but hopefully things will get better. I think. So hasn't been too bad recently. Just been playing a lot of Animal Crossing and Smash and stuff, and been planning for a lot of future videos. So that's good, getting ahead of things. December has pretty typically been um a month of like slow videos, slow progress. So I know I haven't posted a lot, but it's kind of always been like that. But you'll see a lot of big stuff in January and February, I think. I have a lot of like bigger ideas that are generally going to take longer to make anyway. So this time is good to focus on those longer things. Just reading the chat. I have heard of Grand Theft Auto 64. Yes, people have been telling me to make a video on that for a long time, but I wasn't really interested in it because I didn't really like Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, even nowadays, that's the one franchise that I never got into was Grand Theft Auto. Oh, guys, remember December is an F tier month. Yes, was it F tier though? Or what was the worst tier? What was below F? No, I think December was E. August was F, I think. I still have the stream archived. I could go back and look for it. How do you actually use the Lost Media Wiki Discord? Zoog Weekends 2002 said. You kind of just, well, there are some specific channels set out for searching for stuff. Um, we have they're called On the Hunt. On the Hunt 1, 2, and 3 exist, and they searched for specific things, and you would kind of talk about whatever the server was searching for at that time. You would do that, and it's like a real time collaborative effort to try and find contacts and stuff. Other than that, the other channels are more or less kind of just like bigger versions of the forums where you can like go in the lost media part and talk about lost media if you have anything you want found, or if you want to help find stuff for people. And it kind of goes for all the different categories. You kind of just like, it's kind of like a big forum, I guess. um yeah. Oh, Bell said a Sonic 3 prototype was found recently. Oh, did I hear about that? I can't remember if I heard about that. February is an A tier month only because of my birthday, Slim Cognito said. Oh, Kate said because it's the end of summer. Yes, yes, that's exactly why August is the worst month, because like there's that, even though I'm not in school anymore, just that like gloom of like, summer's going to end. It was kind of weird this year, I guess, because Soviet Penguin said happy birthday, thank you for that. um but the thing with August is like, even though I'm not in school anymore, you just know that summer's ending. Everyone, like, everyone's got to kind of, I feel like summer is just like everyone chills out and they just hang out and do cool stuff. But like after that, it's like, that's over. Plus the weather gets colder, you can't really like, well, I guess September, the weather's pretty nice, but you get what I mean. Did you see Kekrook at the Game Awards? Cleaning detergent said. No, I didn't. I must have missed him. Dang. He didn't tell me he was going to be there. Did he give out any awards? Should we check on Tinder again? There's gonna come a point in the night though where I can't keep talking to her because, oh well, she didn't read it yet. Okay, I actually bought read receipts, which is a thing you can do on Tinder. You can buy read receipts. Um, so I bought a read receipt for her because I just get very, just I just get very like I feel very weird like not knowing if people have read my messages or not, especially like you saw we were talking back and forth, right? So now I saw that she didn't reply, and I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like she's not gonna reply anymore. Like this is it. I'm gonna get ghosted. But I bought a read receipt and I could see that she had not read it, so now I can chill out. But that's actually good because now I don't have to spend more time thinking about what to say to her, and also, it's getting late, and there comes a point in the night where you kind of want to stop talking to them because they probably won't see your message anyway or reply to it anyway if it gets too late. And I think we're getting about to that time. So I probably will not, even if she does reply to me, I probably will not reply until tomorrow. Um so she'll have a greater chance of seeing it because I don't want my message to get lost in everything. So that's good. Um what was I gonna say after that? Um what was I gonna I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I wrote about my Tinder channel. I had thought about doing a Tinder spin-off channel a few months ago that would give you like Tinder tips and experiences and stories and stuff like that. It's not canceled. It's still in the works. I think a couple people asked me about it recently. It's still going on. I've just been working on it very slowly because I've been focusing on other things, so I have not launched it yet. But I'm hoping to launch it at some point. I just haven't done it yet. Um, I edited like the first couple of videos already though, and they're pretty good. I think the format will kind of like sustain itself as if I make more, but I just wanted to release a bunch of stuff. Like I wanted like a backlog of stuff to release, not just like one video now and then like 10 months do another one. So I want to like build up the content. So it's still going. Does Tinder actually work? Redacto said. Debatable. Very debatable. How many things does Tinder force you to buy? Kate said. They don't force you to buy anything, actually. I just choose to buy a lot of stuff. So, okay, if you want to get into the specifics, though, I'll talk about this briefly. It's kind of funny. Jacob wants me to go outside and stop spending money on Tinder. But here's the thing, though. It's almost like, okay, like, this is something my Tinder channel will explain. The more stuff you, and yes, Tinder is probably set up this way purposely, to, take your money, but you kind of need it. Okay, think about it this way. It's like playing a game, right? And you're playing the free version of the game. And to go to the next area, you need to like buy it as DLC or whatever, right? Or I guess not DLC. You just need to buy. You need to buy the next area to unlock it, right? That's kind of what Tinder is. You can use the free version and it's all fine and dandy, but to get to the next area, you gotta buy stuff. And I think there's a lot of. I know that I complain all the time about how dumb Tinder is, but I think there's a lot of value in spending time on the app. And I mean, obviously, like when I first started using Tinder, yeah, I would overspend on it. I would spend way too much money on it, and it was like not healthy. But I think like, if you just buy a boost here or there, or like a red receipt here or there, it's fine. It's like going to the store and like, I don't know, buying like candy you're just gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just very like disposable stuff. So just doing it in moderation, I think, is okay. But yeah, there are a lot of different things you can use on Tinder to help boost your like everything, and like that's just the way it is. It's what you got to do. And like and like I'm not really trying to like advocate for Tinder, right? Because like I think there are a lot of like dumb things that happen on it on Tinder, right? But for the most part, though, I think altogether, was, was I even gonna freaking say? Lost my thought. I think altogether, though, this is what I was gonna say. Like regarding going outside or going and meeting people in real life or using Bumble or different dating apps, when it comes to relationships, at least right now, with right now with the way things are, maybe 2 years ago I should have went out more and talked to people, even though I kind of did and it didn't really work. But when it comes to stuff nowadays, I think Tinder is without a doubt the best option. Now I'm not saying it's like a great option. I'm not saying it's good, but it's like the best you can do right now if you want to like talk to girls or talk to whoever, right? So that's the only reason why I'm even like using it, right? Is because there's no other choice. So, and I'm not really like afraid to like say that. But yes, Kate, yes, you do have to buy individual red receipts. Yes, that's stupid. It's I don't know. It's only a couple dollars though. I only usually do it for people who I really like am like nervous to talk about. I want to know like when they've seen my stuff. But yes, you do. I know it's stupid, but and like this is another thing I think too, right? Like I think generally speaking, and I guess maybe this will be like the last thing I say about Tinder because I'm probably not going to go back and check to see if she replied to me. But for everyone who like trashes Tinder, and like I'll straight up say it, and for like the people in the chat who are like go outside and like you're stupid for spending money on Tinder, like unless you have been in the position where you want to talk to people, you want to meet new people, right? And like you haven't been able to, like you can't really knock it. Like I don't even care that I use Tinder. I don't care that I spend money on Tinder buying red receipts. Yes, it's stupid, but I don't care that I do because like that's like it's just like anything else. Like people buy marijuana, right? And like I don't do drugs, right? So when someone says to me, "Oh, I'm gonna go get some marijuana and smoke it," right? To me, that's like throwing your money down the toilet, right? Why would you want to spend money on marijuana? Like, who cares? Like what's the point of it? You're gonna get high, and that, like, what's the point, right? So but some people like doing that. They like getting high, and that's their thing and cool. So in the same way, like, buying Tinder benefits is something that I'm just like invested in, and it helps allow me to meet new people. And I have met people on Tinder. Like, some of you guys, maybe you haven't been here for some of my other streams and stuff. I've met people on Tinder before. I've actually met a handful of people on Tinder. And I guess like I don't know, I guess like the final conclusion outcomes of those are debatable, but you could say that about any relationship, right? Like, all the people that have relationships and then they break up, right? You could think, well, what's the point of that? Why did you date for 2 years and then break up, right? Wasn't that a big waste? In the same way, and then they're gonna say like, well, no, because it was like what was happening at that time. It was like the relationship you had with that person at that time, right? That was that. In the same way, the Tinder dates that I go on, yeah, they might seem like, well, you just spent $50 buying boosts and stuff to help you get this date, but at the time, in the context of what it was worth it. It was good. I'll straight up say this. There was one Tinder date I went on. I can't remember if I ever told the story or not. Maybe I didn't ever tell the story. There was one Tinder date I went on that it was like a year ago. I think it'll be 2 years come January. One Tinder date I went on, and yes, I remember spending money on it. I upgraded my profile to gold, and I had bought boosts and stuff to end up, ending up matching with this person. So it did cost me money. But to this day, I think one of my Tinder dates that I went on was one of, I'm not even like exaggerating. It was probably one of the best like moments of my entire life. One of my Tinder dates. Um, you know, so do I think about that and think like, wow, that was a big waste of time. That was a big waste of money. Like, no, because I have such a good memory of it that it was worth all the money I spent on it, right? And I never would have met her if it wasn't for Tinder. So there are like good aspects of Tinder. It's just like with anything else. So like if you smoke too much weed, right? Then it becomes an unhealthy habit. If you spend too much money on Tinder, then it becomes addicting. So everything you got to do like within balance. And I think, now that I've been on the app for so long, and I have better money management in general, I guess I don't spend hundreds of dollars on Pokemon cards anymore. Like, I know when I should be buying a red receipt for someone or a boost or whatever, and when I like shouldn't be. So I think a lot of people just knock it because like they've either never tried it, or like, they don't care about dating, or they already have a girlfriend and they think it's stupid, right? But like, until you're in that position, like, like, it is what it is. Yo, Tinder, can I get some free super likes or boosts or something? I just did a hard plug for them. That was not, no one paid me to do that. Okay, this girl is probably not going to reply tonight, so that's really good, actually. I'm kind of glad. Oh, okay, one final thing about Tinder. I just saw a comment I wanted to thing. Someone's Slim Shady said, find what works for you. If you like going outside to meet people, do it. If you like talking to them online first, do it. It's just like studying, find what works for you. Yeah, I will say though, and kind of what I was saying at the beginning though, is I'm not saying I like Tinder. If I had a choice, I probably wouldn't be on it. But even before the virus and everything, I would go out to try and talk to girls in person. And maybe it's just with the part of the country I live at, I live in. You hear people are like really, really nice, like, in the warm weather climates and stuff, right? Maybe it's just where I am. Everyone's so bitter, but you can't even talk to a girl without, like, in person. You can't even say hi to a girl in person without them thinking you're like this really weird, like, stalker guy. You can't do that, because I've tried it before. I've just like this isn't a perfect example. I can't really think about when I've done it before, but just for example, a somewhat relatable instance. Like at the bookstore, there'd be a girl looking at books, right? And I'd go up to her and I'd be like, "Oh, you're reading That book, never. I haven't read that one yet, but I read this but I read something else by that author, and the girl would just like, yeah, and then just like walk away. That is the equivalent of how every in-person interaction with girls goes, right? Because I don't know like any. I don't really have connections to friends of friends who know girls and stuff. So most of what I have to do is just like that. And then people argue, well, go to a bar, go to places where you actually would meet people. But guess what? The problem is, even in bars and places like that, I've heard that that's not a good choice. Second, those kind of people aren't really the people I want to have a relationship with, and I don't really even know where there are any like trendy places to. Because if I went to a bar to meet people, guess what? They probably still look at me the same way. So if I was able to meet people outside of Tinder, I would. But Tinder just seems like the only feasible option. Because there's just so many people on there, right? Um, so I don't know. I think that's the last we're going to talk about Tinder, though. I don't really want to talk about it anymore. That was probably more Tinder discussions than we needed this stream. Leave 64 said, man is speaking straight facts. 100%. Yeah, all right. We'll leave it there. Thank you for that, though. Okay, Kate said what made the people you met not a good match. Okay. This will be the super last thing. Believe it or not, most of the people I met I actually really liked, and it was them who did not like me. Um, Honestly, for the people who didn't like me, I honestly don't really know what it. Well, one of them I know what it was. The one that was the best one ever that I said earlier. I don't want to get into that, but I know what that was. Um, which is ironic, but everyone else though, I think it was a matter of either just like not. I think maybe it's the same as the girls who I have met that I personally didn't like. I mean, everyone I've met on Tinder in person so far, though, everyone I've actually met in person from Tinder has been a good person. I've never met like a really like bad person, from Tinder. Like everyone I've met has been like fine people. But there were some dates I went on where I just didn't really feel connected to the person, and like just we had either had like different interests or like they were just like I don't know, just like their lifestyle was so much different than mine. Things like that we just didn't really connect with like in person. And I think maybe to some extent the girls that I did like who didn't like me back felt that same way about it. Um, Potentially, but I think there were also a couple that I think maybe weren't very serious about it to begin with. Um, like there was this one. Well, I'm trying to think. Which one was this one? I don't really want to think of any specific stories right now, but I know there were a few that I met and like on the date I was thinking like in my head I was thinking like why are we even doing this? You seem very like disconnected. So I think it's a combination of just some people like me just not really connecting in person, and then other people who I did like just not really taking it very seriously. So that's just what I think. Um, yeah. Okay, I really don't want to talk about Tinder anymore, so I'm gonna stop. Someone say something that isn't about Tinder, please. Someone. Okay, Marin said Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD remake. Yes, I'm gonna get that. I've been looking forward to it. My brother played the original Shin Megami Tensei years ago on his PS3, I think it was. Like he had the disc and everything. And I watched him play through most of the game, so I know a lot about it. But I don't really like JRPGs, and I've never really played JRPGs at all. But this one I'm looking forward to because I really like the style of Nocturne, and like the Demi Fiend character is really cool. And because it's on Switch, it's so easy and accessible for me to play. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna get it. I was gonna import the like Asian version, or even the Japanese version, but neither of those had English subtitles or anything. So I'm gonna have to wait for the US version to come out. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be like a really really good game. And like I mean I've seen a lot of the original, but like not enough to like remember everything. And it was so long ago anyway. I don't quite remember a lot of details about it. I mean, I remember like the final boss, um, and like some of the I forget what were they called, the those I forget what it was called, but it was a whole like area of it was a whole side quest area of the game after you got the candelabra from the fiends. It was like a bunch of like red caverns and stuff. I forget what it was called, but there's that whole like side quest area and stuff. Um, Goalhorn Crazy said if you had the ability to see one piece of lost media but you couldn't make it public or give any details to anyone, would you? Yes, of course I would. um, yeah, no, I would. Um, I think like I feel like I could twist that question a little bit though, and maybe it could become like if someone said to you, like, I'm trying to think like because I feel like in that way you can't really lose. Like if someone said, here's a piece of lost media, just don't show it to anyone," I'd be like, cool. But like if it was a matter of like if it was a matter of like I can give you this entire piece of lost media, but you can't show it to anyone, or I can publicly release these small bits of it, I would probably say go for the small bits, maybe, because then everyone could see a little bit of it. Whereas if I couldn't release the whole thing, what would the point of that be? Um, then again, though, do we want someone that has the whole thing like me, where I, where I could leak it, but I don't think I could leak it because first off, the guy would know it was me, and second off, like, um, I like totally respect when creators and people say like I think it's happened. I can't think of any examples specifically, or maybe I can't even talk about specific examples with it. But I know there have been certain things where people are like, hey, you can't really like, like we've obtained something or something, and like, people are like, hey, can you not like show that to everyone? Um, and like, I think was it me specifically or just the wiki? I think just various searches I've been a part of. Sometimes we obtain stuff and they kind of say like, can you not like post this publicly and stuff? And like, we totally respect that. Like, I respect that. Like if Van Partible wanted to give me Meso Blues and he said, just please don't show it to anyone, I like wouldn't. Um, so that's a really kind of tricky thing, I think, too, is when it comes to finding lost stuff. I feel like, I feel like, a lot of people tend to not want to give away their lost media things because they think that people are going to view it on this broad like spectrum thing, and that's not always the case. Like if Van Partible went to the wiki and said to us like, hey, here's Meso Blues, just like share it among yourselves, don't upload it to YouTube, don't, whatever, I feel like we would respect that, right? But he probably thinks like, there's going to be 50,000 re-uploads to YouTube, which to be fair, stuff does leak and get out, but at least with me, I know that if a creator gave me something and said, don't show this to anyone, like I wouldn't. But if it came down to give it to me and get the whole thing, or give it to the wiki and get bits and pieces, I'd probably say go to the wiki and give them bits and pieces so that we can publicly see the bits and pieces, which is better than me just having something and hoarding it that I can't really show anyone. Like, what benefit does that have to the community? So, Zachary and the Jolly Raboots, what's up? Glad you could stop by. Said, El Super Strunky, have you heard about the Buzz Lightyear spin-off film starring Chris Evans? No, I have not heard about that. Maybe I'll look into that. It's Christmas time. It would be very relatable. Iron Shell said, do you know about the Star Wars fan edits to remove the special edition changes? Yes, I believe I watched a video at one point about Star Wars edits and stuff, so that does sound familiar to me. I think I have seen something about that before. I don't know much about it, but yeah, something about like preserving the original versions of them in like the highest quality possible, I think. So that's good. Steve Snyder said, do you listen to Kiss and know any members of the band? I love their music and themselves in general. Just a quick question. I don't listen to Kiss at all. I don't know any of the members. I don't know anything about that. Just kind of like before my time, I guess. I know like people like old music and stuff. I mean, maybe you are someone who likes old music. Um, but nah, just not really my thing. I listen to like Fall Out Boy if that puts it into perspective at all. By lost me, H Mutawa said, by lost media, do we mean only video and audio, not games? No, I think games count too. I would count all that stuff as lost media. Leave 64 said, do you think that dumping the McDonald's Japan DS game was a bad thing? No. Why? I don't think it was a bad thing. Did some kind of controversy like arise from it? Because I think that's fine. People have been searching for it for a long time, so. Ray Lay said, if you are a fan of Pokemon, have you seen all the leaked prototypes from various generations posted this year alone? Yes, I remember when a lot of those, I think, went up. I've seen a lot of that stuff. I think it's pretty cool, actually. I sort of have my, like, ethics debate about, like, was it worth hacking Nintendo to get? That, I wish people had gone about it in a better way, or just not done it at all, I guess, but I'd be lying if I said I wish that we didn't have all that, because we do, and it's cool. I just wish that, like, again, like, Nintendo can't be happy that the Mario 64 source code, leaked. Like, they can't be happy about that. But then again, say, okay, then again, though, like, maybe they had it coming to them, because, like, everyone hates Nintendo anyway, with all the stuff that's been happening with them. So I mean, I'm not like advocating for hacking, though. I still think it was shady, and they shouldn't have done that. But we have it. We wouldn't have gotten it any other way, so it is what it is, I guess. And people do hate Nintendo, actually, so. Again, all the stuff that's been going on in the Nintendo communities. Chevy Silverado says, my first L Supersonic Q video was the Sonic 1 beta in Keckrock. Those are classic videos. I remember making those. Like, I remember making those. That was really cool. Those are good videos. They'll be 5 years old next year. 5 years old, those videos, which is just crazy to think. Right? Yeah, I think they'll have been 5 years old. I can't believe those are already 5 years old. Like, it doesn't even feel like it's been that long since I made them. Maybe the Sonic 1 prototype, it feels that long, but like the Geno plush mystery and Keckrock and Yeah Beavis, like those ones don't feel like they were 5 years ago, but the Sonic one kind of does. Milady Class said, El Supersonic here, I don't know if you've answered this before, but what does your username mean? Oh, the username story is a classic story, and I'll tell it again because it fits into the lore, I guess. So, back a long time ago, years ago, I used to go to a laser tag arena called Laser Quest, and in laser tag battle, you had these like rankings, right? And you had code names for the rankings, and I always wanted to get first place. I always wanted to do that. It was very hard for me to get first place, especially when I first started playing. But the first time I got first place at laser tag, Laser Quest, was when my code name was Supersonic. So when it came time to put together a YouTube name, I thought, what names mean something to me? And I thought, oh, well, Supersonic is special to me because I came in first place in laser tag with the name. So let me go with Supersonic. But I thought Supersonic is too generic. It's got to be more special. So I thought, well, I use the Supersonic name at Laser Quest. So what if I combine Laser Quest in there somewhere? And I thought like Laser Quest Supersonic Laser Quest, but I thought like Laser Quest is like a brand name that's too specific, so I gotta change it. So I realized that Laser Quest abbreviates themselves as LQ, and I thought that's good. I'll work with that. So should it be LQ Supersonic LQ? And I said L Supersonic Q, and it just like I just heard it and it just fit, and I said there it is, that's it. And from that day forward, I have been L Supersonic Q. I remember occasionally YouTube would try and like ask me, like get me to change my name. Like, how about you change your name to like a real name so people can find you better? And it's like, nah, like no, like I don't want my real name. It's gotta be on Supersonic Q. And Marvel's here with the $5. Thank you for that, Marvel. I will add you to the list. I gotta get those narrations to you. I just didn't know if you like. I didn't want to record. Wait, let me spell your name first. Okay, thank you for that. I gotta get the narrations to you. I just didn't want to record like. I know you sent me some. I didn't want to like record that bit and then have you send me more and then like have it sound different because I'd be recording it on a different day. So once you have the script completely finished, I will, or once all my lines are finished, I will record it for you and get it to you. Royal Days said, "Are there any lost media discoveries you wish you could relive all over again?" Oh, for sure. Like, oh, there are so many good ones. I feel like a lot of them are just kind of the searches I talk about all the time, like the Three Men pilot, the Kappa Mikey pilot, um, like the Day with SpongeBob search as a whole. Those ones specifically are among my favorites. But in the same way, yes, I wish I could relive them all over again because like to this day, I've never really found a topic quite like Three Men. It was a rumored Ed and Eddie pitch pilot that existed back in the day. I think there was a rumor it was pitched to Comedy Central or something. All this crazy stuff, and like the search I had to go on to find that, it was like an 18-hour search through the depths of the Ed and Eddie fandom that was like 20 years old, and it was so exciting talking to these avid fans and coming to them with my rumors I was trying to disprove and all these like the Ed and Eddie Oracle named Animate Ed. He told me his insights about it. It was like all this cool stuff, and that I've never found a search quite like that one. That one was a really, really big favorite of mine. Um, as for Kappa Mikey, I have had quite a few Kappa Mikey searches, Kappa Mikey styled searches since then. The Jimmy Two Shoes one is one of those actually, where it's a lost cartoon pilot that was aimed at more adult audiences originally, and I went through the producers and the directors and the creators, and like none of them have it. So in that way, I kind of relived it. But what made the Kappa Mikey one special is that like it was one of my first big searches that I did on my own. So there was no real formula for how to go about finding people. It was literally like, man, I gotta just set out and see what I can find. And it was, very sporadic, very all over the place. I was figuring stuff out that I had never done before. I just distinctly remember being awake at like 3 a.m. on my computer, like with with the dimmest of lights on. Just I was so tired, but I can't go to bed until I find at least two more contacts. And I made all these crazy connections on different social media stuff and trying to find email addresses and all this stuff. And it was really, really interesting. Again, because there was no like rules for it, right? And I guess there are still no rules for finding lost media. But with the Jimmy Two Shoes one, for example, what I found myself doing was sort of going along with the cookie cutter formula. I kind of know how to do things now. I know how to find people, how to contact people, what to say. So in that way, the topic might be the same, but the feeling is a little different. It's still good though, still fun to search, and still feels rewarding when you make those leads. But in some kind of way, it doesn't feel the same. It's not really like I'm not really like a lost media newcomer anymore, trying to figure things out. I sort of have my own formula that I follow to get searches found. And A Day with SpongeBob, again, in its own right, is kind of like its own thing that will probably never exist again. Again, that was earlier on in my lost media history, but something special about that was just the collective ability of the community to like come together. And I will say though, like, okay, I guess let me keep going with this. The collective ability of the community to come together to find one thing like this, I've never quite seen it before. And that's not to say that the community doesn't do that, because currently in the Lost Media Wiki Discord server, for example, we have the On the Hunt 3 channel. and we're looking for a canceled Big Comfy Couch Xbox game. Um, you know, and even before that, there was Hitogata and Marvel's Mario 64 Screamer, and people came together for that. And on the forums, people come together. People come together for um, a lot of searches, right? So it's not that that element isn't there anymore, but I think the thing with the Big Comfy Couch, just for example, because I'm currently searching for it, is that it just seems like there's fewer people interested in it, and there's more wait times between contacting people, right? Because we can just make so many more contacts now. Whereas A Day with SpongeBob was special in the sense that it was like almost like a 24-hour, 7 days a week kind of thing. Every day, there were messages of our newest leads, our newest dead ends, where we should look next. And there was like 20 people searching for it all at once. It was this big collective thing, right? Um, and I was still again new to Lost Media at the time, so I sort of took a backseat for a lot of it. I did a little bit of searching, but I wasn't very good at it at the time. So just I was like overwhelmed with all the stuff that was going on, right? But it was like cool to really experience that kind of stuff, and like I said, we do still have that with our searches right now, but it's a different feeling. And you know, the Big Comfy Couch game isn't quite the same as A Day with SpongeBob, right? I think that the two exist in different entities. um but I think those three specifically really stick out to me as being like these just fantastic searches that, like, you know, I guess are among my favorites, and that I wish I could kind of relive again. But I don't think it's a bad thing though that we can't relive those kinds of things again, right? Like in some way, you know, I don't wish that I, you know, had lost all, or let me say that again. In some kind of way, like I let me start again. I'm glad that I have like acquired all my abilities, right? Because I think it makes me a better Lost Media searcher, and I found that there are quicker turnaround times with the projects I'm currently searching for, which is good. It's all about progress, right? So that's not a bad thing. You know, I don't wish away my skills. Just in some kind of way, it almost becomes a little more cut and dry because there's not as much you know, I guess there's not as much new discovery when it comes to the actual searching. But I will say though that there have been some really good topics, even just to throw Jimmy Two Shoes back in there, you know, that send me on some unexpected twists and turns, which are still fantastic. Like in the video, I talk about I was able to get in contact with one of the creators. There were two creators for Jimmy Two Shoes. I was able to contact one of them, and after talking to him, I had said like, "Yeah, I couldn't find the other creator guy. Like, do you know anything about him?" And he told me about him, like this like history that he had with his friend. They were friends, you know. But the friend guy, you know, he was didn't have a very big online presence. He just kind of kept to himself and stuff. Um, but he gave me a couple leads on where I might be able to find him, and I was able to find him and get in contact with him, which is something I didn't think I was able going to be able to do. But through this like networking, and learning about the history with, you know, with one of the creators, I was able to uncover new information that I was not able to find on my own. And that in itself is exciting, right? Just in a different way than what it used to be with just, well, let me figure out how I can navigate the internet to find people. So, in that way, I would say, um, those were the searches that I kind of wish I could relive, I guess, to answer your question. Um, I think though, I know it's a little abrupt, but that was a really good, that might be a really good place to end it. Where I know we're I was gonna go for about 2 hours 30 minutes. We're at 2 hours 20 minutes. My throat's getting a little dry, and my computer's kind of gonna die soon, and also I gotta pee. So I think this might be a good place to end it. But thank you everyone for stopping by. It was a really cool stream. I enjoyed this one. It will be up, so don't worry about missing it if you want to like rewatch it or anything. And I think I'm gonna call it a day. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. And there will be more video again. So the bigger videos are probably not going to come until January, but I will be posting some other Lost Media discussions probably next week. We might do another couple streams before the end of the year as well. But thanks for watching, and I'm El Supersonic Q, And until next time, thanks for the birthday wishes too. Until next time,